Hi, my name's Kashav, and this video is the first English video. It's gonna be going over transition words, essay writing tips, empathy writing tips, and how to properly emulate cite. Our first topic is transition words. Transition words are used to improve your assignments. Although meant for English assignments, you can also use them for assignments such as lab reports or one-word essays. Their main function is to introduce a new idea. For example, I was reading a book for my English assignment. In addition, I also used an internet blog to help me with my research. The in addition adds a smooth transition between the two different sentences. If you read any novel or book carefully, like Harry Potter for example, you can very easily find transition words situated in every paragraph. They drastically improve the sentences or paragraphs they're situated in. Some good examples are first, another example to take under consideration, initially, consequently, and many more. If you look in your grade 9 portfolio in the English folder, you'll find a PDF file called transition words. There are many good examples of transition words in this PDF file. Our second topic is essay writing. Essay writing is going to be a major component in grade 9. That is why it's essential to get it spot on almost every time you write an essay. An essay consists of three parts: the introduction, the body paragraphs, and the conclusion. The introduction introduces your essay, and it also introduces the thesis or the research question that you're going to be answering. The body paragraphs is where you answer your research question with conviction, and obviously this has to be backed up with credible data. And the conclusion is where you conclude your essay, and it has to be quite brief. The introduction. What you have to remember about the introduction is that you cannot make it boring. It's what starts off the essay, and if you make it boring, the reader will lose interest from the beginning. So, a good way to start off your introduction is by having a catchy phrase or a quote by a famous person. But you should never start off your introduction saying something like, "So this essay is going to be about," yeah, you should never start it off like that. The research question also goes in your introduction. One important point to take under consideration is that your introduction is smooth and that it flows nicely. And when you transition from the introduction to the body paragraphs, you have to transition smoothly. The next part of an essay is the body paragraphs, where you answer your research question with credible data. You have to make sure you add essential detail, do not make it too brief, and yeah, you have to add proper detail in order to answer your thesis or research question convincingly. Transition smoothly between each body paragraph. Each body paragraph has to answer the research question with different points. You also have to have good vocabulary in each body paragraph and also introduction and conclusion. A good idea is to have a good thesaurus while you write an essay so you can replace the very simple words with some better ones. But don't overdo it as it'll seem very fake. And the last but not least part of an essay is the conclusion. Conclusion, again, you have to keep it very interesting and it has to have a brief summary of all the body paragraphs. Don't only have a brief summary, you also have to add other things like a question, for example, or a quote from a famous character to leave the reader thinking about your essay. So, you might be asking, does every essay have to be formal? Essentially, yes, it has to be formal. So, avoid using words such as you or me or saying I thought in the conclusion or introduction. Unless, of course, your teacher specifically mentions that the essay itself has to be informal. Then it is alright. Another assignment you'll be getting in grade 9 is the empathy piece. In my opinion, the empathy piece is a very easy assignment to do as long as you have a good imagination. An empathy piece is when you step into your own made up character's shoes and you have to have that character have some kind of mental or physical illness. You have to write a small story from their perspective, and the story can be anything as simple as a boy who has autism saves a grandma while she was about to cross the street. Uh, a good way to get a really good grade for your empathy piece is to have a proper storyline. So you have a beginning, like kind of an introduction, and you introduce your problem in the story and how the character overcomes the problem, like how the character might save the grandma when she's going to cross the street. So that is how you should get quite a good grade for your empathy piece. And remember what the empathy piece is about and write properly from the character's point of view. So it has to be in first person. And I'll see you in the next video.